This lion reunited with her owner after years, while these guys just seem to be having fun. These are the most unbelievable animal moments ever. If you're doggone tired, maybe just hitch a ride on a friendly horse. When you just want some alone time but your pet elephant's in the mood to be social.
Hey, no.
After being apart for almost 7 years, this lioness remembered the man who saved her as a cub all those years ago. I'm not gonna lie, I was convinced he was lunch as soon as she pounced, but it just goes to show a little kindness goes a long way.
Give me a kiss.
Cows aren't the brightest animals on the farm. They'll regularly confuse windows with doors. This guy just wanted a photo with a frill-necked lizard. Apparently this little guy's camera shy. This kind of scenario would normally shock me, but if you've ever caught a New York cab, when it comes to the driver, there isn't much difference in smell. Just like humans, cats can get frustrated when things don't work out. And despite her many attempts, it just wasn't her lucky day. Fish 1, cat 0. When you have a strong dog for a pet, it's unclear who walks who. According to our DNA, there's only a 2% difference between chimpanzees and humans. That becomes pretty obvious when you see this chimp absolutely dominate in a game of ping pong. Just because crocodiles are literal dinosaurs doesn't mean they don't know how to have fun. Now I know why crocs are called slides. This video proves not all bears are grizzly, especially when food's involved. Although there's one bear that definitely feels a little left out.
Hey, listen!
This starts out as just another generic dance video, but she's very quickly interrupted by an uninvited guest. I have so many questions about how it was able to open the door in the first place. When this duck found itself inside a tiger pond, it looked like Peking duck was back on the menu. But for this little guy, it's not dinner time, it's playtime. This guy's got fish whispering down to a fine art. Move over, Aquaman. There's a new fishy superhero in town, and he doesn't even need a fishing rod. It's not every day you see a cat masterfully climb down a rope. I mean, what did you expect? For him to use the elevator?
Bomb has been defused.
Of all the places to have an impromptu dance party, an upside-down whale is probably one of the worst, but hey, I'm not the one to judge. These sugar gliders are so well trained, they'll fly to your outstretched hand as soon as you put it up. It sounds fun, until you're trying to wave goodbye to them. This girl was just beginning to enjoy her ice cream when an eagle-eyed bird swooped in and stole it. Oh well, you snooze, you lose. This dog discovered she's a natural when it comes to volleyball, so much so that her humans added her to the team as a secret weapon. This horse walking into a police station was probably just looking for a job, but after a short interview, they unfortunately had to say nay to his application.
You are fired.
When it was time to take the trash out, let's just say things took an odd turn. Hope he didn't end up locking himself in.
Surprise.
You know your horse is fast when it can keep up with busy highway traffic. It must be all that extra horsepower.
Ring-a-ding-ding.
Tickling stingrays gets a surprisingly cute response. But you're not fooling anyone with that smile. I know how dangerous you can be. This guy just wanted a bear hug. Not an actual hug from a bear, but when it didn't rip them apart and eat them, everyone decided to get in on the action.
You don't see that every day.
This pizza delivery girl was already a little confused when the receipt said, 1 banana pizza, no cheese. But it all made sense when someone answered the door. When you see a chimpanzee relaxing at the lakeside with a pair of sunglasses, a straw hat, and banana smoothie, what do you think he's doing? Minding his own business, that's what. I've heard of sled dogs before, but never sled tigers. This one might not be too fond of leashes, but like all cats, he loves a good belly rub. Before cars, we needed animals to help us get around. Well, until animals are allowed to get their driving license, they'll be adopting our old ways instead. As you can see here, being a duck farmer is stressful work. It's definitely not what it's quacked up to be. This security camera captured the moment a wild boar literally gate crashed a house, and here I was thinking the police needed a warrant. Monkeys never forget kindness, so when this chimp saw the people he'd spent his childhood with, he instantly reacted with absolute joy. Skiing that freshly powdered snow in Canada's alpine region is supposed to be a relaxing, casual affair. Obviously, this moose didn't get the memo. Cruising down the final straight, this girl's already thinking about where she's going to place her trophy. That is until a dog joins in and pips her at the finish line. When this trainer came to visit the lions she'd raised from cubs, it was pretty obvious the pair of big cats recognized her. Now I know they're being gentle, but one swipe from those massive paws and it's lights out. But for now, it's cuddles all around. The one downside of surprises is that you need other people to plan them, but there's one surefire way to surprise yourself. Just leave your car door open. You never know what might jump out. We'd all love to have a security team on standby at all times, but maybe all you need is a well-trained cat. You might have heard the story of Goldilocks 2. It's the sequel where the bears come back looking for revenge. This husky figured out how to use the road as a treadmill before jumping back up to safety. This experienced snake handler is about to learn why you should never take your eyes off of a dangerous snake. This otter was a little too small to climb up the wall on his own. With arms that short, it's not like his friends can give him a hand either. What they really need to do is use their heads.
He did it. He really did it.
Sometimes you invest at just the right time and get to take a Lambo home for your efforts. But this is one bear market that's not gonna end well. We all know that to avoid being eaten by an animal, sometimes it's best to stay still and calm, and other times you should run. On a rural road in China, this farmer makes a weekly pilgrimage with a flock of over 300 ducks. He seems to enjoy the job, but for motorists stuck behind this parade, it's not all it's quacked up to be. This is one of those things where by the end, you've got more questions than answers. For example, why is there an army of pigs roaming the streets late at night? Who's leading them? And is this going to affect bacon prices? Usually a tiger's diet doesn't include large buses, so imagine the passenger's surprise when a whole streak of them began chasing the bus. Something tells me they don't have a ticket. Tarzan's come a long way since swinging through the jungle looking for Jane. These days, he's befriended a white lioness that could easily turn him into dinner. Normally in colder climates, people use sled dogs to pull them through the harsh conditions. This dog would rather do it all himself, running to the top of the hill and sliding back down, loving every second. How many of you can say you've played tug-of-war with a lion and won? I vote Bradley Martin on my team for round 3 of the Squid Game. This is a whole new form of shark cage diving that I'm sure he never wanted to try. Just when you thought this was yet another video showing someone terrified of a tiny dog, things take a wholesome twist.
Give me a kiss.
This cat's obviously just been crowned the king of all sheep as he leads them on a march to victory. Maybe they're impressed with his white fur, or maybe they're just being sheep. Counting money is thirsty work, but not if you have a capuchin monkey on hand to lick your finger after every 10 bills. It turns out humans aren't the only animals that keep pets. This chimpanzee happily shares his apple with his tortoise friend.
Tasty.
This guy's just trying to enjoy a quiet campfire meal when 2 sheep decide they're hungry too. But just when he goes to chase them down, the donkey joins in, grabbing a snack for himself.
Look out.
There's nothing like a leisurely Sunday afternoon drive with your Wookiee in the passenger seat. Hey, it's cheaper than a professional blow-dry. If you're ever in need of some gymspiration, this cat gives out high fives to everyone with an outstretched hand. We all know cats are jerks, but give them the power of telekinesis and they may as well be supervillains. According to scientists, dinosaurs were wiped out by an asteroid about 65 million years ago. Some of them survived, however, and now hitchhike on the back of pickup trucks in Malaysia.